All right, let's get on it. Coach, beautiful game on Sunday. Scored three goals. Finally, the top eight. Were you happy with the team's performance?
Yes, I was satisfied, uh, happy, not that, but uh, I think the happy times will come. The happy times will come, but I was quite satisfied with the performance of our team, especially because it was a game whereby our fate was, there in terms of qualifying for the top, but we were able to rise up. Where the players showed character, and I was really, really satisfied with the way they conducted themselves.
Oh, coach, what came to your mind after the team conceded 2 goals after leading with 2 goals?
A lot of things went through my mind, but I could see that there was one thing that was missing. The guys could not see the weaknesses of our opponents. So it was all in the minds, in their minds, because of Bantu having played well, recovered last weekend, and then now we're 2-0 up. Now they're coming 2-2. So it was just about the mindset, And I think after at halftime we spoke, and they did very well. They played according to the plan that we had given to them.
Let's go back to the quick 2 goals that you scored. Was it your plan that in the opening minutes of the game that you should at least get a goal?
Yeah, really, it's always like that. We always emphasize that let's get an early goal so that we can play without too much pressure, But what I would say, I was happy with the way the guys conducted themselves in terms of going forward. They showed hunger. They showed that they wanted more. But it's only after scoring those 2 goals when Band came back. Now we saw them wanting, And for us as the technical team, I think it's something that we're saying yes. Now here comes the time that we've been waiting for. Because playing football fine, we may be saying we are okay, but then we need to see the character, the mindset, how we handle tight situations. Because it's only playing games or teams like Bantu whereby our players can learn and then get that experience. So I think this one was one of the games whereby I would say they learn a lot out of it. And during our discussion in our recovery and regeneration session on Monday, they had a lot to say. And I would say I was quite happy now because they are learning. So tomorrow, if the same situation comes, then they'll be able to handle it much better.
Yeah. Like you mentioned earlier that the game maybe was going to seal your fate, whether you make it into the top 8 or you don't. Did you just go into the game aiming for the 3 points, or at least a point would be okay?
No, a win. If really we were saying there's a deciding match, I can't go for a draw. And I was always having that belief that our guys would do it. Other things that one might say they are not really football related, or some would say they are football related. We went there to Bantu in the first round. We got 3 points in their own backyard. Then how come they come into our own backyard, we give them 3 points? So it was just a matter of the psychological, positiveness, because we are aware that they are a threat. Bantu are a very good team. They've shown that in the past 3-4 years, and we didn't want to take anything for granted.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe if you could go into the merits of the game, you played, you are a veteran defender, Mopeli in the midfield. Was it a risk that you just wanted to take, or you were forced by the circumstances?
I wouldn't want to say it's a risk. I don't want to say it's a risk or no. With what we have in hand in terms of players, we have suspensions, we have other players who are students writing their exams. So we said, no, this is an opportunity for some of our players to go in there and enjoy the moment. And Mopeli possesses a lot of very good attributes. He's a very good leader. He has very good skills of leadership, and he is experienced. So that holding whole midfield needed somebody of his qualities. And I was quite happy, satisfied with his the way he conducted himself. Yes, of course, there were times whereby they were caught napping, but in the second half, composure was there. He dealt with everything that came in as he was playing as our first line of defense.
And Mopeli, like coach is saying that you played the first line of the defense. There were times when our defense was exposed. In fact, if I may say, our goalkeeper was exposed due to the defensive errors. How did you guys rectify those mistakes during the game?
When playing in those games like that one of Bantu, you won't just have that time where you have to discuss, but quickly we have identified where the problems were. Then we decided to close those sources that are killing us. So quickly, me as well as Moruti and Mukete, we came up with a plan where we didn't want to allow Bantu, especially their attackers, to come on us, and especially to take me wider, because they wanted that area where I was playing to expose us.
Okay. And was it your first time playing in the midfield, the central midfield?
No, it wasn't. But here at Kick4Life, I have never played there. But it wasn't that much challenging. It was hectic, but through the experience, like as coach has said, I have been playing there in different teams. So, and I even played due to the instructions he told me to do, and I think I've done that.
Okay. All right. Then, Chris, I could judge by the smile on your face on Sunday that it's a mission accomplished. Finally, in the top 8. It's a question statement, what I've just said, and can you please comment on it?
Okay, yeah, no, it's true. We've before the season we sat down as management, and our target was the top 8 because we felt that was the next step after achieving our goal of staying in the Premier League last year, and it's all part of the process of taking the club forward and taking it to where we want to go. So obviously in that respect, I was very happy to have achieved what we set out to achieve. obviously it's never easy when halfway through a season you change your coach. You know, it's been games where we've probably dropped points that we could have held on in one game. So it's been a few challenges on the way. So obviously to make our target with 2 games to go was very satisfying. But obviously now we've still got 2 games left. So now we just want to see how high we can finish. We're currently in the top 6, and if we can achieve a top 6 finish this season, it'd be an even bigger bonus on top of what we've already done. But yeah, certainly, you know, Sunday it was more, I think, relief at winning the game. I mean, after, I don't know about these guys, but after 25 minutes just sitting on the bench, I was exhausted. So I think I was happy just to see through the game and get the win. So that was the main reason for being happy. But of course, you know, getting that top 8 assured is another big step for this whole football club.
Okay. Well, maybe I don't know if I will be going forward too or quickly, but are we likely to see your team contesting for the league the next season?
I mean, like I said, we want to get through the next 2 games first. Have a look how high we can finish this season. Then what we'll do is, as management, with the technical team, you know, with my bosses as well, we'll sit down and work out what's the next step. You know, we don't want to put too much pressure on. You know, still, next year will be just our 3rd year in the Premier League. You know, it's in the plan. We want to get to being the top club in the country, but at the moment, you know, I think it's still a bit soon for that. But I say, just get the next 2 games out of the way, see where we finish this season, and then we'll see what we want to achieve next season.
And coach, can you just talk about the substitute that you made, bringing Kamalo Tulo in place of Marco?
Yeah, the midfield was very, you know, there was a lot of contest, you know, in the middle of the park. So I believe that when Kamalo comes in, he would come and add value in our offensive play and defensive play, and he did very well. He did very well, and because Bantu were coming on us, but Tsibiso was somehow not coping because he was like isolated, you know. So when Kamalo came in, he helped a lot, you know. So I was quite happy with the way he managed the situation.
All right.
Mopeli, looking at your age, you have been doing very well this season. Can you tell us your secret?
No, it's nothing much to say, but the only thing is just to respect football, love football, know wherever you are going, people are watching you, do the right things at the right time. That's all I have.
Are we to see that Mopeli play next season, or will we see that Mopeli as one of the academy coaches?
It will depend on the technical team if they still need me. But I feel like I still want to go. You know, I still have a lot of work to do on and off the field. You know. So wherever I will be based, I will do my job.
Coach, through my opinion, I think we still have a chance of making it to top 4. Since you have accomplished your plan of reaching top 8, would you encourage your boys to work hard and make it to top 4?
What I would do, which I've been doing since I started working with them, is to encourage them, and they should go in and enjoy their game, enjoy the moment, because, you know, putting pressure on your players never really brings, you know, the best out of them. We playing very good teams, and which I believe that it's an opportunity for them to enjoy the moment. You know, everything we do as a team. Everything they do with a purpose. You know, and the purpose always is maximum points and enjoyment. You know, so we just go there and do our level best to get the 3 points.
Are we to see any players who haven't played playing in these last 2 games?
We will see. The week is still going, and by Friday we'll definitely know how things are, because there are a few niggling injuries there. So our medical team, they're working on them. Some are still at school writing their exams, so we'll see how we build up into the game, how it goes.
I got 2 questions, one for coach and one for Director Chris. Starting with you, coach. Were you happy with the combination of your players up front? And maybe I can reinforce it with another one that says we'll see Mopeli Ramatsoso returning to the team this coming weekend. Is it a relief to you?
Of course, it is a relief. Mopeli is a very special player to us as Kick4Life. We missed his services. And like I said earlier, you know, each match comes with its own merits, you know. And for us, or for me to plan, it always, you know, I need to sit down, check the opposition, how it looks like, check on my previous match, you know. Those are kind of logistics. And we're playing a team which is very physical over the weekend. And a team which has a hope that by getting maximum points over the weekend, the possibility of top 4 is there for them. And to me, it's fine, it's okay. Now I need to prepare my charges and say, no, let's go and get another experience. Let's go there and get another exposure. And we'll do our level best as the technical team to prepare the best possible attacking team. You know, and coming again to your question, yes, I was satisfied with the way our forwards played. It was one of the games whereby Tabiso Brown really showed that he's, you know, one of the best strikers around. And yes, of course, he may not be getting those many goals, but his game off the ball and on the ball, creating space for his teammates, it's brilliant. And Chabedi also did well, and also Fidel. So I was quite happy with their combination, because I don't know if you all realized that we changed tactics during the game. You know, we changed our approach, and it because we still like a young team building. You know, there are other things we try while we play. You know, yeah, we do them in practice, but at the same time we always say that the matches would really dictate how we should go about. You know, so I was really satisfied, and also the defense. Bantu has one of top good strikers around, you know, in our league, and he didn't score. I had given our captain Muruti a task to marshal him, and he did it brilliantly, and he deserved, you know, a credit, Muruti, and also his counterpart Mugeti. And on the quarterbacks, we have players who don't normally feature in a lineup defensively, but they did a great job. So to me, what I'm really trying to achieve here is to see to it that each and every one of our players, you know, has that, how do I say it, belief in himself. They believe in himself, playing together as a unit and understanding each in each position's duties. So I would say things are looking quite good in terms of going forward as a team.
And I know I said that was the last question, but I now have another one.
Yeah.
I know it's a common practice that when a player is facing his former team, there's a culture that he wants to prove something to them. Was it something that you expected to Fidel that he would score on the day?
Yes. I even spoke to him during the week and I told him that I need 2 goals. Because yes, fine. He never really got a good reception there, and he's one of the best talented players around in our league. So I think now he's enjoying himself here, and I told him now I need 2 goals, and definitely he delivered. Yeah.
And a tough one, Chris. I did say that I'm gonna ask you. Are there any players on your to-do list for the next season?
Players to sign? Yeah, there always is. Obviously, we started planning a few weeks ago for next season. As management, our job is to make sure we're always planning and not just looking at today, but looking at what we need going forward. We met the technical team a few weeks ago and came up with a list of targets, and those targets we're already working hard on, and hoping that we can get them moving, and maybe 1 or 2 of them will come in. You don't normally get every player that you want to sign, but hopefully we'll get them in earlier rather than later. There's one, I can't say much about it at the moment, but there is one player who has signed a pre-contract with us for January. We've verbally agreed with his team and starting to pre-contract with the player this weekend. So at the moment, until at least the end of the season, we can't say much on who that player is, but it's quite an exciting signing. And there's 2 or 3 others that we're looking at and that we're trying to work on at the moment. But like I said, at this stage, we can't really reveal who they are. And
I was expecting that.
but I'm sure if the deals get done, you'll know about them.
But you just said you did meet with his team and signed a pre-contract.
Yeah. So we're all agreed with on one player.
Well, I'm hoping, and I hope that it wouldn't be a problem revealing the name.
At the moment he's got other commitments to fulfil before the end of the season, and it would be probably disrespectful to that team as well. So at the moment we don't want to give much more away, but obviously at the end of the season you'll know more.
Okay.
And coach, like they are talking about new players, which positions do you think you really need to beef up?
Yeah, there are a few really, but like Chris have just mentioned, I have given him and the management the positions and the players I would love to have in our team. We are a very small team, and we need quality players. We need players that would come and add value, and there are a lot of other aspects in terms of the behavior and stuff, and also we also looking at experience, so we want a mix, experienced and younger players, but we want to see a depth, in our team. So fortunately now, I have the management really that is there for me, so things really looks good in terms of getting some quality players on board.
What I am happy to say though is that we have a few players who are out of contract end of the season, and so we've got a couple of players who have committed now beyond and signed new contracts. I mean, first of all, we're hoping to keep coach here longer, so I think he seems happy to stay a bit longer, which is good news. Maruti has signed a new 3-year contract, which is an important one as well. even Mopeli here has agreed to delay his retirement for another year. And I think we got two other experienced players in our squad who we're waiting to sign new one-year contracts as well. And the other one is Brown. Obviously, he's been the last 2 seasons here on loan from SK, so we're currently in talks with SK and Brown himself about trying to turn that into a permanent transfer. So we're making good progress on that one as well.
And are we to see any players from the development team, our academy?
Yes. Yes, we do. There are players that are already training with us with the idea of signing them for next season. Yeah.
Well, I think that's all for today.